नमः हरि शुक्लां वरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्न उपशान्तये गजानन पद्मार्कं गजाननमहर्निशम् अनेकदं तं भक्तानाम् एकदन्तम् उपास्महे ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलस्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवम् उपास्महे कृष्णं कमलपत्राक्षं पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनम् वासुदेवं जगद्योनिं नौमि नारायणं हरिं ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येम अक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यसेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नः तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्ददातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ अग्ने नय सुपथाराये अस्मान् विश्वानि देवा वयुनानि विद्वान् युयोध्यस्म जुहुराणमेनो भूयिष्ठां ते नम उक्तिं विधेम ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः आब्रह्मन् ॐ आब्रह्मन् ब्राह्मणो ब्रह्मवर्चसि जायताम् आराष्ट्रे राजन्यः शूरैषव्योतिव्याधि महारथो जायतां दुग्ध्री धेनुर्ओढानड्वानासुः सप्तिः पुरन्धिर्योषा जिष्णोरधेष्टा सभेयो युवा अस्य यजमानस्य वीरो जायतां निकामे निकामेनः पर्जन्यो वर्षतु फलवत्यो न ओषधया पच्यन्ताम् योगक्षेमो नः कल्पेताम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्म उपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्यां मा ब्रह्म निराकरोतु अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनिरते य उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः very nice today we are on Ramanavami Day in India and of course in India in the other country America. Yesterday only they celebrated the Ramanavami, however it is. So this is the Rama's birthday. We have to wish him happy birthday because he has become a man. Vishnu has come down as a human form and therefore he is ready to undergo all that a human being faces, and not simply a facing but trying to find ways and means, solutions to overcome all of them with immense tolerance, immense patience, immense skills, and also abilities and etc. So that kind of ideal man, avataram of Mahavishnu, is being celebrated all over the globe now. Earlier Mahasivaratri, as much important it became these days comparatively, and so much important even Ramanavami or the Ramaharthis took place. So I was told today in here in the Hindu temple there was a very large crowd to celebrate the Rama's birthday, Utsava and Abhishekam and all that. Anyway, so on this auspicious day, with the grace of Rama, Veda Purusha, Sri Ramachandra, we start a new Upanishad on each Friday. And as per the proposal and request by our students, Vasan and also Gopinath and many others. So I think today we go with the Upanishad, trying to understand. This Upanishad is not very big comparatively, but it has its role and importance to impress on people, the Mandukya Maharshi, to impress upon people how important is the Omkara. Actually, the Omkara has been explained by our Pippalada Maharshi in the Prashnopanishad. The moment one is asked, what are the advantages or benefits if we go to the Upasana Omkara, other Omkara Upasana, otherwise called as the Pranavopasana, and what are the benefits for humans? Actually, human beings are very frail and they need a lot of work. They have to get rid of the karma or reduced of their karma. So karma nasha or karma, viparita karma should be reduced. And then we have to see that each janma taken as an opportunity to reduce our karmas. Because until the karmas come to almost near nil balance, then only Paramatma will consider our application for moksham. And so, even in the moksham, we have got layouts, sarupya, samipya, sanni, and etc. 4 or more divisions are there in the moksham. People don't go very easily. ನಾವು ಯಾರನ್ನ ಸತ್ತೋದ್ರೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಅವರು ಸ್ವರ್ಗಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಾರಾಯಣ ಪಾದಾರ್ಪಣ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದಿನಂತ ಯುಹಮಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಯುಹಮಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ವೇ ಆಫ್ ಟೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್. But practically speaking, from the view of Bhagavad Gita or from the view of Upanishads or from the view of the Puranas, more so the Garuda Purana and all that, there is no such kind of immediate returning to Bhulokam or reaching the respective lokas, etc. It will all involve some kind of time lag. See, even when our prana gets out from our body, the other pranas, 4 pranas, take their own respective hours, and after 24 hours, also the body becomes a stick. It's a wooden piece, ready for burnt, because wood is ready. But before that, cremation, of course, could be, because prana is not there, but other pranas will be still lurking in them, trying to slowly slow down, and all that. So you observe, so you observe that, 1 minute, I will come back. So the Mandukya Maharshi, after all Muni Pranitani Upanishadaha and also Puranas. Because how many Munis are there in our Indian tradition right from the time of Veda, before and after. There are innumerable thousands and thousands of rishis and munis and all that are there who have given us immense knowledge, and we are very rich with that knowledge, and therefore the Indian literature and our literature is so great that we are very much rich with these things. Therefore,
Gurukule, one clarification, excuse me. Are you doing Mundaka or Mandukya? Because the title says Mundaka.
yeah, Mandukya Upanishad I'm starting, because Omkar, I'm sorry. Mandukya Upanishad.
Okay. Title somebody says Mundaka.
Yeah, Mandukya Upanishad, I'm doing it. And afterwards we'll go to that, because because there's a Omkara discussion as an answer by Pippalath Maharshi, saying that if we say one matra Omkara, what loka we reach it, two matras where we to what loka we reach, three matras where we see, and so Pranavopasana is a moksha prapti eligibility. Therefore, I am doing the Mandukya Upanishad. And here, there are not many more mantras or kandikas here, and we'll be knowing how important is the Omkara for us. So all these rishis have given us plenty of wisdom and knowledge, and we have to have that kind of knowledge to some extent and see that our karma is to be reduced. That's why karma nasha, karma tyaga, karma phala tyaga is advised, not karma tyaga. So every Upanishad tells that you have to do what you are ordained to do. Because if other persons are ordained to do some other things, we should not feel unhappy. I am also not having all that. No, each individual is individual. Man is style. Therefore, everybody has been blessed by Paramatma before being sent into this world, some faculty, some skill, some goals, and all these things. That's why we make a prayer. Agnenaya supatharaye asman vishwani deva vayunani vidwan. So Agni vayunani vidwan. He is the diagnostic scholar who knows any and everything of everybody, and accordingly he has to supatha raye naya. So ಯಾರ್ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಯಾವ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇದೆಯೋ and ಯಾವ ಫ್ಯಾಕಲ್ಟಿ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಗಿದೆಯೋ, they are all allowed to take hold of them and then proceed in their life achievements. That's what is indicated by our Veda Rishis, saying that. And there is a common god, that is Agni, who will be a departmental head of all departments. Anyway, so now let us come to the text as such, the Mandukya Upanishad. Maybe there are about 21 suktas or passages or whatever we call, because sarvam Upanishadam anta. ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋ ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಉಪನಿಷತ್. Because it is a Upanishad, because it is a secret, because unless you unearth with the help of a better person, a guru, you will not be able to get into the core of the communication or the message. And therefore we say Guru Brahma, and we praise him in a number of ways. Vishnu, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva, Guru Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma. So Sakshat Parabrahma is one thing. Brahma, everybody is the Brahma, but Parabrahma is wanted, that Guru's help is there, and that way we accept here the Mandukya Maharshi to be our Guru now, who is able to explain to us regarding the Omkara, the content of it, the composition of that, and also the benefit of that, and it is not only for human beings, for all beings to get to grow and improve themselves. The upasana of Omkara is important. If, for example, Tyagaraja has given a composition where ఓంకారోపాసన ప్రణవోపాసన నుంచి శంకర నారాయణ విధులు వెలసిరి. సో శంకర, నారాయణ and Vidhi, Brahmadeva, all these people have come into existence only because of the Omkara or tapas. So that way, the Omkara has been highly praised and established fact that it is very simple. That's why if Pranavopasana or Omkaropasana will lead to Manashanti, that is also called yoga. That yoga, that when you adopt to that Om, so that will give us, that's again when you say Om, the pranayama comes into picture and your mind stillness also comes into picture. When once the mind becomes still, Shantam, then Paramatma will appear and make some introduction to us. So that's why as long as the mind is active, as long as the mind is mundane, as long as mundane mind is after objects, then we are always confused and we don't have peace of mind. Therefore, the first mantra, let us read of that, and just so that we can understand today what is that mantra to be like.
Gurugale, what about Mangala Charana? Can we read it also?
Mangala Charanam.
You want me to read? I will read.
Please
I will
read
read
that.
Okay.
Because the text I have got.
Okay.
Please
I
read
will
that.
read
What is it? Read.
प्रज्ञानां सुप्रतानैः स्थिरचरनिकरव्यापिभिर्व्याप्य लोकान् भुक्त्वा भोगान् सविष्टान् पुनरपि दिशनोद्भासितान् कामजन्यान् पीत्वा सर्वान् विशेषान् स्वपिति मधुरभङ्मायया भोजयन्नः माया सङ्ख्यातुरीयं परममृतमजं ब्रह्म यत्तन्नतोऽस्मि. That is the first one. There is one more. That is Tvam Jiva. That is the third one. यो विश्वात्मा विविध विषयान् प्राश्य भोगान् सविष्ठान् पश्यानन्यान् स्वमिति विभवान् ज्योतिषा स्वेन सूक्ष्मान् सर्वानेतान् पुनरपि शनैः स्वात्मनि स्थापयित्वा हित्वा सर्वान् विशेषान् विगत गुणगण पात्वसौनस्तुरीयः. This is the second.
So repeat please the first one now.
Slowly you read. Okay. Pragnanamshu. Okay.
So that we can understand and I can just tell what the sloka means to us.
Okay. Pragnanamshu pratanaihi.
Just read.
Yeah. Tira chara nikara vyapya lokan bhuktva bhogan savishtan punarapi dishanodbhasitan kamajanyan pītva sarvan visheshan swapiti madurabhung mayaya bhojayannaha maya sankhya turiyam paramamamritamajam brahmayatannatosmi.
Last
so
one.
Last one. I can read the Kannada translation also by Guruji.
No, I don't want translation.
Okay. Maya Sankhya. Okay. Maya Sankhya Turiyam Paramam Amrutam Ajam Brahmayat Tannatosmi.
Parama Amrutam.
Amrutam Ajam Brahmayat Tannatosmi.
Brahma
Yat Tannatosmi. That is, I am going to salute.
Yes, sir. Then next, second one.
Second one, Yo Vishwatma Vividha Vishayan Prashya Bhogan Tavishtan Paschyat Anyan Swamiti Vibhavan Jyotisha Svena Sukshman Sarvan Etan Punarapi Shanaihi Swatmani Sthapayitva Hitva Sarvan Visheshan Vigata Gunagana Patvasaunasturyah.
Atu Turiyaha.
Patvasau Nasturiyaha.
Beautiful. I'll just try to find out because the text that I have got is no, I don't have a textbook with the Upanishad, but somebody has downloaded and given to me. But next class I will be able to do it. But
I can cut paste the picture of this if you want.
yeah, that you can do it. If you can do it, it will be easy for me because it's a beautiful introduction and prayer for Paramatma, defining the attributes of Paramatma, especially in this particular aspect of the Upanishad, which our Rishi is going to tell that. So, can you where you paste it?
I'll put it in the Nada Veda.
Okay, that's best. Nada Veda, you please post it, and I will be able to have it the text with you. And I open that Nada Veda. If you post it, I'll just. It is
It's
easy
already
for
done.
me. Mm. Oh, this is a Kannada.
Yeah, you can read, or you cannot.
Mm. It's not much clear, but I don't know if I've expanded it. Anyway, I will get it, but this sloka is, I mean, is hazy.
You want, I
But
can try
anyway,
and put a clear picture.
clear page. Whole page is so cut and put. Let me see if I can read the first and second slokas so that here we can Brahma yetu tatu natosmi. One thing. And again, Vishwatma Prasya Bhogan and Patu Turiyam Asau Naha Stapayitva Swatmani Stapayitva Patu Naha Turiyam Asau. So these are all very interesting prayers to the Brahma. So because this is very hazy, I'm not, because whole page you have
Okay,
transferred.
I've posted the better ones. Directly, you can see that.
Yes, this is better. This is better. And the second verse is really interesting. And this is all the description of Manduk Bhashyakara Avatarana. So Bhashyakara Avataranike, is Mangala.
Mangalacharana, Mangalacharana.
Mangalacharana, it's by the Bhashyakara who has given this kind of expression. And Pragnanam, it begins to talk about the Pragnanam. प्रज्ञान अंशु प्रधान्यैः स्थिरचर निकरव्यापि भव्य आप्यलोके लोकान् and भोगान् स्थविष्ठान् पुनरपि दिशनोद्भासितान् सर्वान् पीत्वा सर्वान् विशेषान् स्वपिति मधुरभुक् मायया भोजयन्नो तुरीयं माया संख्या तुरीयं परममृतमजं ब्रह्म यत् तत्तन्नतोऽस्मि. So the first sloka is talking about the Brahmadeva, I mean whatever is the Parabrahma, and he is being described in this particular sloka, and this is a Bhashyakara connection. And now we have to look at the second one. यह यो विश्वात्मा विविध विषयान् प्रास्य भोगान् स्थविष्ठान् पश्चात् अन्यान् Swamati Vibhavan Jyotisha Svena Sushman Sarvan Etan Punarapisanaihi Swatmanistapayitva Hitva Sarvan Visheshan Vigata Gunaganaha Patu Asaunaha Turiyaha. So that is what Patu Naha. So this I think I will be able to explain next time in our understanding, because the Bhashyakaras and our commentators, they will have, but in our way, I try to explain this sloka in the next class. And but anyway, here Ajam Brahma Natosmi. See, Brahma Yetu Tat Natosmi. So, what is Brahma that is being described? And for such kind of infinite Paramatma, to him we bow down our head. Natosmi, Namaskara ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. And again, who is this for Brahma? He is Vishwatma. And there's something like Vishnu Sahasranamam, it begins like that, Vishnu and all that. Vishmatma and Atmanistapayitva, whatever objects are there, all objects are being installed in his own self. And again, projecting back. Well, Bhagavatam, it's also all these ideas are found in the Bhagavatam, in and that idea, and ultimately we make Patu Maya. Maya is enveloping him, and Patu Turiyam Asaunaha. So Turiya is the ultimate fourth stage. That is called Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti, and then Turiya. And yet more one is there that's called Turiya. So it is one, the Upanishadic Rishis are trying to help us to go to the higher planes. Actually, as we see in the Prashnopanishad, Pippalada Maharshi, when he was asked by a Rishi, saying that when you go to sleep, what are those things that go into sleep, and what is that which still remains wakeful, and where, when that is wakeful, who is going to witness all that all that of the mind, the manaha. And ultimately we have to come to a stage where the mind also stops, and that is exactly the Parabrahma and all that. That's what. So he says as an answer, Pappalad Maharshi, that when you go to sleep, only the indriyas inside, all members of our body, go to rest and relaxation. So even if mosquito bites you, you don't bother about it, or any such type of thing. Ordinarily, when you get into a deep sleep, and when you are, but the mind is wakeful, so it gets into the world of dreams. And so actually, one has by now a large number of dreams, lakhs and lakhs of dreams are there. But among all those dreams, hardly people remember A, 2, B, A or B, or 1 or 2, 3. And that dream we call it as the green. See, when you are a boy, when you are one is a boy, at that time what dreams come. And moreover, sometimes people who are having some spiritual elevation, they will have upadeshas also being given to them. That's exactly the, for example, Buddhagausa Rishi got the Ramaraksha Stotram. Swapna Swapnopadesha is more powerful than the Guru Padesha mundane. Then even that also, when we transcend, then there are, so to may, and all that is being witnessed by Paramatma. And when once you cross that, then you will have a that's one experience. And again in Omkara, third time, 3 times upasana of Omkara, and when everything becomes still, you please keep your some name of the Paramatma, Purusha Narayana's name, and for meditation. And then, so the Prashnopanishad is really a preamble for this knowledge that we can gather from the Mandukya Upanishad. belonging to Mandukya Maharshi. Mandukya is a frog, and we should talk about it later on. But anyway, having started this particular Upanishad today, we try to, that Mangala Slokam I will explain in the next class, I believe. So meanwhile, he has put the Slokam, and if at all it's available elsewhere, I'll just try to do it. But now, let me read the first one. Afterwards, you can also recite that. And then we'll try to note down what is that. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Sankararya Gurave Namaha. And the first mantra is O Harihi Om. Om iti etadaksharam idam sarvam tasya upakhyanam bhutam bhutam bhavat bhavishyatu iti sarvam onkara eva yacha anyat trikalatītam tadapi onkara eva. That's the first mantra. Gopinath, if you are free, can you recite? Otherwise, I'll go to. Sir, you recite Madi, Satish Avare.
Okay.
First,
Okay.
first three questions.
Omityedaksharam idagum sarvam.
No, I just had tell you, sir. Please repeat. No. Oh, because splitting and understanding and all that is what it is. So I just teach you when I just give you that splitting, and you please do it so that we will be grasping the meaning, and at the same time we will be able to understand the listeners also to understand how this particular first mantra would begin like saying that the next mantras will have elaboration of all those things in a different manner. That's why we see Om iti etat aksharam.
Om iti etadaksharam.
Two times.
Om iti okay.
Etadaksharam.
Om iti etadaksharam.
Idam sarvam. Idam sarvam. Two times.
Idam sarvam. Idam sarvam.
Tasya upakhyanam.
Tasya upakhyanam. Tasya upakhyanam.
Bhutam bhavat.
Bhutam bhavat. Bhutam bhavat.
Bhavishyat.
Bhavishyat. Bhavishyat.
Iti sarva. Sarvam. Iti sarvam.
Iti sarvam. Iti sarvam.
Onkara eva.
Onkara eva. Onkara eva.
Yat cha anyato.
Yat cha anyat. Yat cha anyat.
Trikalatītam.
Trikalatītam. Trikalatītam.
Ati tadapi onkara eva.
Tadapi onkara eva. Tadapi onkara eva.
Second mantra, sarvam hi etatu.
Sarvam hi etat.
Sarvam hi etatu.
Sarvam hi etat. Sarvam
You
hi
don't look at the
etat.
book, ma. You don't look at the book because only Bhashyam will take away pages. We want only the verse. I am not much dependent upon the explanations, and we shall try to understand by ourselves with little knowledge which Paramatma has given us. So that way you will be able to get hold of the lyrics at the same time, the direct communication that we are able to derive, so that we will be able to save time. If you keep talking, reading the bhashyas, your time is being spent because each bhashyakara has got his own line of interpretation, explanation, establishment, influencing, etc. is there. So let us try to be by ourselves. I think so. I have been doing like that, sir. So now let us read the second one. Sarvam hi etato
सर्वं हि एतत् सर्वं हि एतत्
Brahma
ब्रह्मा ब्रह्म
Ayamatma Brahma
अयमात्मा ब्रह्म अयमात्मा ब्रह्म
Saha Ayam Atma Chatushpatu.
सः अयम् आत्मा चतुष्पात् सः अयम् आत्मा चतुष्पात्
Then third mantra Jagaritasthanoha
जागरितस्थानः जागरितस्थानः
Bahishpragnaha
बहिष्प्रज्ञः बहिष्प्रज्ञः
Saptanga
सप्ताङ्ग सप्ताङ्ग
Ekonavimshati
एकोनविंशति एकोनविंशति
Mukhaha
मुखः मुखः
Sthula Bhuku
स्थूलबुक् स्थूलबुक्
Vaishvanaraha
वैश्वानरः वैश्वानरः
Prathamaha Padaha.
प्रथमः पादः प्रथमः पादः
The fourth one, okay, five we read and we go on with understanding of all these five. That's what Swapnasthanaha.
स्वप्नस्थानः
Fourth one.
स्वप्नस्थानः
Antaprajnaha.
अन्तःप्रज्ञाः अन्तःप्रज्ञाः
Saptanga Ekonavimsati Mukhaha.
सप्ताङ्ग एकोनविंशतिमुखः सप्ताङ्ग एकोनविंशतिमुखः
Pravivikta Mukte Jasau Taijasa.
प्रविविक्तभुक्तैजसः प्रविविक्तभुक्तैजसः
Pravivimukta.
In my book it is Pravivikta book it is given.
Pravivikta. Please stop there. Pravivikta.
Pravivikta Pravivikta
Bhukta. Bhukta
Bhukta
Tejasa. Tejasa.
Tejasa Tejasa
Dvitiyaha Padaha.
द्वितीयः पादः द्वितीयः पादः
And the fifth one is Yatra Suptaha.
यत्र सुप्तः
Nakanchana Kama Kamayate.
न कञ्चन कामं कामयते न कञ्चन कामं कामयते
Nakanchana Swapnam Pasyati.
न कञ्चन स्वप्नं पश्यति न कञ्चन स्वप्नं पश्यति
Tat Sushuptam.
तत् सुषुप्तं
Sushuptasthana Eki Bhutaha.
सुषुप्तस्थान एकीभूतः सुषुप्तस्थान एकीभूतः
Pragnana Ghana Eva.
प्रज्ञानघन एव
Anandamayaha hi.
आनन्दमयाय आनन्दमय हि
Anandamayaha hi.
आनन्दमयः हि आनन्दमयः हि
Anandabhuku.
आनन्दभुक् आनन्दभुक्
Cha iti mukhaha.
च इति मुखः च इति मुखः
Or Cheto mukhaha.
चेतो मुखः
Pragnaha Tritiya Padaha.
प्राज्ञः तृतीयः पादः प्राज्ञः तृतीयः पादः.
So a beautiful analysis that we are getting a good knowledge, and it is an extension of the Prashna Upanishad knowledge, especially when there are two questions posed. When you go to sleep, what is going to take place in you? And when you are when you get into the mind influence or dream state, actually all psychology people say that what is dream? Simple definition. Dream is the language of mind. So Braheli's language of mind is the dream. Supposing if you are able to make a dream diary and then show it to a clinical psychologist, he will be able to assess how is your mind functioning and whether the mind is spiritual or mundane or terror ridden or desire ridden or expectation ridden, and what is the nature of your mind, you are able to discover when you are able to have the dream diary. In fact, one of the professors in the Indian Institute of Science and Dr. Ghare, he had long back suggested, Prabhakar, you just start a dream diary and let us try to discuss. I also do it. So we did do it like sometime, but you must have forgotten the idea, Dr. G.B. Ghare. And he is very active and a scientist and all that in the Indian Institute of Science. But I tried and no. So when you get, and you can, when once you open the eye, the dream world will disappear and you don't remember anything at all, because normally Surya Bhagavan activates the eye first, rest next. That's why ಕಣ್ಣಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ನೋವು ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಕಣ್ಣಲ್ಲಿ ದೃಷ್ಟಿ ತೆಗೆದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡತ್ತೆ. ಯು ಆರ್ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಸಿ ದ ರಿಸ್ಟ್ ವಾಚ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸೇ, ಓ ಹೊತ್ತಾಯಿತು, ಬಸ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಆಯಿತು, ಹೊಟ್ಟೋಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಭಾವನಾಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ ಟು ಯು. That hurriness or worry and anything, planning and all that will immediately start working in your mind, because Surya Bhagavan is a Chakshushpa, Chakshurdhata. So as you see in Saura Suktam, Chakshurdhata, Chakshurpato, and so Chakshushpa Agne, Chakshurmedhehi. ಕಣ್ಣಿದೆ, ಕಣ್ಣಲ್ಲಿ ರೆಕಗ್ನಿಷನ್ ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಬರಬೇಕು ನಮಗೆ, ನೋಡೋ ಶಕ್ತಿ, ದೃಷ್ಟಿಪಾತ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೃಕ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೃಶ್ಯ. ಸೊ ದೃಶ್ಯಗಳನ್ನು ನೋಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಮಗೆ ದೃಕ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ದೃಶ್ಯವು ದೌ ಪದಾರ್ಥವು ಅಂತ ತರ್ಕಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ ಬಿಗಿನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲಿ ದರ್ ಆರ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಟೂ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್, ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ಸೀಯರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅನದರ್ ದಿ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸೀನ್. ದೃಕ್ ದೃಶ್ಯವು, ದೃಕ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಸೀಯರ್ and ದೃಶ್ಯವು ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ದ ಸೀನರಿ, ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಯು ಸಿ. ಸೊ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಇಮ್ಮಿಡಿಯೇಟಾಗಿ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕಣ್ಣಲ್ಲಿ ಚೈತನ್ಯ ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ವಿ ಮೇಕ್ ಎ ವೇ. ಸರ್ವ ಮಾಪ್ಯಾಯಂತು ಮಮಾಂಗಾನಿ ವಾಕ್ ಪ್ರಾಣಶ್ಚಕ್ಷುಶ್ರೋತ್ರಮಥೋ ದೆನ್ Balamindriyani cha sarvani. You observe this sequence that is again Upanishad is given, probably Chandogyopanishad or so will give you that all indriyas, all sarva indriyani balam. And then activization of all other indriyas will take place later on, when once your speech, your ear, your eye. So, idu first active. So, when once you see an object, your matu comes out. You will immediately call XYZ and say, keep ready my water for my bathing, or bring my toothbrush or toothpaste, anything like that. So, even when the fellow opens and looks at the watch or anything like that, his speech also activated. Then your ear, then you will hear so many sounds in the kitchen, so many sounds in the drawing hall, TV on, etc., etc. So the Sravana Indriya also becomes Chaitanya Swarupam. Vang Manassu, Vang Manas Chakshusrotram. Of course, the Manas also, which was not at all working with you, along with you, it now starts to work along with your Indriyas. The desire starts. So how the man begins his activity or Chaitanya Swarupam is again an important investigation by our Rishis. But generally all people do not have any time to think in all these directions. But these are all the wisdomful things which will make us to make namaskara to Paramatma. Natosmi. Yake ನೀವು ನಿಮ್ಮ bow down your head before Brahmadeva or before that higher principle? Because he has the control over you, over your limbs, over your mind. That's why in Aruna Prasna we get hold of the most important things. So prananadayo stangeti, prananadayo deti, sa sarvesham bhutanam prananadayo. You go to this section that the great amount of work that Surya Bhagavan has got to attend to any and every being that is there in the world. Even the trees also he has to take away. The trees also go to sleep in the night. And the moment the sun or Prabhatam Asid, the trees also lose their sleep and they give you oxygen. So during the sleep time, the trees will give you hydrogen. I mean, the carbon dioxide, I'm sorry, carbon dioxide. So during night times, you can see the carbon dioxide emitted from that. And right in the morning, they start giving you the oxygen. Therefore, morning walk, people have to take it because that is very helpful. People all go to Lal Bagh or Kabban Park or some parks like that close by. Why? Because there are plenitude of trees of variants. They give you herbal air. So whatever contaminations are there inside, all will go. Your body pains will disappear as you walk, and so you become fit for your own day's job. So this is what, but we don't have time or thinking to do all these things. Therefore, we have this thing. That's why in this Upanishad, as we see in the 5th paragraph, that Turiya is being marked out. Our Dr. N.C.B. Nath Garu, who is more than, he's a nonagenarian, he was telling, Sir, Turiya also is there. And see, that is to say the 5th stage. So all these stages we don't know. We only know. ಯಾರನ್ನ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಏನೋ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀಯೋ ಅಂದರೆ ನಿದ್ದೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತ ರಿಪ್ಲೈ ಕೊಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ನಿದ್ದೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ನಿದ್ದೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಾನೆ. ಈ ಥರ ದಿ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಫಾಲ್ಸ್. Anybody who is on the bed in sleep deep, he will never respond at all. The vak, prana, chakshu, everything is silent. Only the mind is active. So you can't see anybody, you can't hear anybody, you can't speak to anybody. Everything's done with. And depending upon the quality of the mind that you are doing, and that quality dream will be there in your nurse. Because if you supposing you witness a very very violent movie or terror movie or something like that before you go to sleep, then you are not having a good sleep. For a long time you suffer for want of sleep. And so that's why ದೊಡ್ಡವರು ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ, before you go to bed, please read some noble literature or Vedas or scriptures or anything like that. So that's why we are always advised, before you go to sleep, you remember Ramaskandam, Hanumantam, Vainateyam, Vrukodaram, Sayane Yasmare Nityam, Duswapnam Tasya Nasyati. You can't avoid Swapnam, but that Swapnam should not bother you and rob you your happiness even when you are in sleep. So ಭಯಂಕರವಾದ ಕನಸುಗಳು ಬಂದರೆ, you keep talking, shouting and all that things happen, loud shout. See, so ಎಲ್ಲ ನಿದ್ದೆ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಕನಸಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಂತ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಸಲ ಕನಸಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಕೂಗಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಕನಸಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಹೊರಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ದಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ನೋ ರೆಫರೆನ್ಸ್. Suppose when he gets up and you tell him, hey, you are shouting, what were you talking in that dream? ನಾನಾ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನ ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. Because you cannot see your own dream. Paramatma will see the dream. And also nobody will be able to see your dream, but only you. But that will be like white cloud. How many, do you remember white clouds or patches of white clouds in the sky? You don't bother. You don't remember how many kinds and how many shapes of the white clouds were there. ಬೆಳ್ಳು ಮೋಡ. ಆದರೆ ಕಪ್ಪು ಮೋಡ ಬಂದರೆ, ಲೈಟ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಬಂದರೆ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರಂಬ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಬಂದರೆ, ದೆನ್ ಯು ಟೇಕ್, ಓ ನಿನ್ನೆ ತುಂಬ ಡಾರ್ಕ್ ಕ್ಲೌಡ್ಸ್ ಇತ್ತು, ಲೈಟ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಇತ್ತು, ನಿನ್ನೆ ಸಮಾಚಾರ ಇವತ್ತು ಮಾತಾಡ್ಕೊತೀವಿ, ನಾಳೆನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ವೈ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಟೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಈಸ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ So this is the what is all that in this mind man's process. So mind process, man process, ಏನೇನಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ, because man is living past, present and future. Yesterday's worries, today's happiness and tomorrow's fears must not rob your day ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ನಿನ್ನೆ ಇದಾಯಿತು ಅಂತ ನಿನ್ನೆದ ಬಗ್ಗೆನೇ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಕೂತಿದ್ರೆ there is no wall for your worry. And as you keep worrying, it will be a flow. And therefore, stop worry. Think something different. ಆನಂದ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ಆ ಪಾಯಿಂಟನ್ನು ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಮಂತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಶಂಕರರು ಹಾಕ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇಂಟ್ರಾಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಷನ್. ಮಾಂಡೂಕ್ಯ ಉಪನಿಷತ್, ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಮಾಂಡೂಕ್ಯ ಉಪನಿಷತ್ ಏನು ಅಂದರೆ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಟ್ರಾಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಷನ್, ಆತ್ಮ ಪರ್ಯವೇಕ್ಷಣ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ದೊಡ್ಡವರು ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಯು ಗೋ ಟು ಸ್ಲೀಪ್, ವೆನ್ ಯು ರೀಚ್ ಯುವರ್ ಬೆಡ್, you try to revise what you have done, what you could not do, what you have to do tomorrow, and this kind of, and whom you hurt, whom you loved, what you did. So all that happenings and events that you have had during the wakeful time, if you just review by yourself before you go to say, that's exactly what is called as inspection. Introspection is that inspection is outside. You inspect whether bus has come or going on all. So all you can find only inspectors. But introspectors, no. You are the only introspector for your own self. How the Satish Aure? So we are seeing
Gurugade, one small input. In Sushupti, both mind and buddhi are inactive. They are dormant. They are not active. That's why it is called deep sleep. Even buddhi and mind both are actually not available. That is the reason why the deep sleep happens.
Yeah, that is true. But Sushupti dalli kuda there is some kind of wakefulness. It is now actually speaking, if you are on the bed for 8 hours, your sleep is only, deep sleep only maybe just around 90 minutes. 8 hours ಬಿದ್ದಿದ್ರೆ ಹಾಸಿಗೆ ಮೇಲೆ 90 minutes ಮಾತ್ರ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪರ್ಸನಲ್ ಡೀಪ್ ಸ್ಲೀಪ್, ವೆನ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ರಿಲ್ಯಾಕ್ಸೇಷನ್, ಟೋಟಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅವೇರ್ ಆಫ್ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್. ಆ 90 ಮಿನಿಟ್ಸ್ಗೋಸ್ಕರನೇ ನಾವು ಟ್ಯಾಬ್ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ತೊಗೊಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಕಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಏನು ನಿದ್ದೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ, ವೇಕ್ಫುಲ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಏನೇನು ತಾಪತ್ರೆಗಳಿರ್ತವಲ್ಲ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಸ್ಲೀಪ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಬ್ಲೆಸ್ಸಿಂಗ್. ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ನೀವು ಹಾಸಿಗೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ತಕ್ಷಣ ನಿದ್ದೆ ಬಂದುಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಸರಿ 4 o'clock ನಿಮಗೆ ವೇಕ್ಫುಲ್ನೆಸ್ ಬಂದರೆ ವಾಟ್ ಎ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್. ಬಟ್ ಸೆವರಲ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಸಫರ್ because of number of reasons, that their activity during the daytime has been variantly motley. And so they say that you preserve the calm mind, yogic mind. That's what even Krishna in Bhagavad Gita is also involved among that. Now, whenever we do job, we are always looking at the benefit that we are doing at. Then our focus will be upon the benefit, not upon the karyam. Supposing if you are working about karyam, then supposing you go to a purohit, I know, and the purohit will ask to do the aparakarma for so and so, it will cost you 10,000 rupees. But the fellow who approaches says, sir, is not really directly connected to me, only out of my own sympathy and all that I am going to do for him, and I cannot spend 10,000 rupees before Purohit, he will tell. But he keeps on bargaining, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಒಂದು 2,000 ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, 2,000 ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, like that. But ultimately the person says, sir, I have only 2,000 rupees, for example, that I can afford to spend on this aparakarma for so and so. Then if you, I don't know, you are not agreeing for that. Then the Purohit will say, ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ 2,000ಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಬಿಡ್ರಿ, ಏನು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತಾನೆ. ಅಂದರೆ 10,000ದು 2,000ಕ್ಕೆ ಅವ್ರು 200ಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡೋದು ಇದೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನಲ್ಲಿ, ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ರಿಯಲಿ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ದಿ ಫಲಂ, benefit. That's why Krishna has been hammering the head of Arjuna. Ma karma phala heturbhuhu. ಮಾತೆ ಅಸ್ತು ಸಾ ಮಾತೆ ಸಂಗೋಸ್ತು ಅಕರ್ಮಣಿ. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಉಪನಿಷತ್ತೇ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತಾಸು ಉಪನಿಷತ್ಸು ಯೋಗಶಾಸ್ತ್ರೇ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಉಪನಿಷತ್ಸು ಅನ್ನುವಾಗ ಭಗವದ್ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಉವಾಚ
Saptami.
ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್
Saptami.
ಎ ಎಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಲ್ ದಿ ಉಪನಿಷತ್ಸ್ packed in a small capsule. So Bhagavad Gita is a capsule and which will contain the benefit of the wisdom of all the Upanishads that has been imparted by so many rishis. Therefore, if you talk, that's why Bhagavad Gita commentators are too many and writers are too many, translations are too many. So you have to build a building to keep only Bhagavad Gita library. So anyway, now the first one mantra tells
Just
you.
one more point, Guruji. This actually what I said is explained in seventh mantra. When we'll probably discuss later, you will get that point. Adrishtam, avyabharyam, agrahyam, alakshanam, achintyam, avyapadeshyam. That comes, na? That is actually what I said. No mind and no buddhi. It's in seventh mantra.
Yeah, everything stops. And ಆ ತುರಿಯ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಅನುಭವಿಸೋರು ತುಂಬ ಕಡಿಮೆ. And probably, I don't know, the Ramana Maharshi or some such great real people, they may be able to have entry into that Turiya gate.
Even in waking state, that is the greatness.
Yeah. So dreamless sleep is a blessing. And dream-ridden sleep is a curse. Because ಪೂರ್ತಿ ರಾತ್ರಿ ಕನಸಲ್ಲೇ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ಫ್ರೆಶ್ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್. And therefore, there is a time then you completely lose yourself, not only of your indriyas, also your mind. Your mind also will not give you any dream. And that's why yoga nidra anta ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ವಾ. So what is yoga nidra? That nidra kuda yoga irbide. See, nidra yoga, and that yoga word taken to before nidra, it becomes a yoga. That's why yoga no shabda, when it takes the first position, the meaning is different. When that yoga word takes to the next position after the noun, that is a different one. Anyway, let us come to the first line, sir. Yes, I know that you know, but you will be really helpful for me to be able to get into more knowledge and wisdom, because there are only 21 mantras or like that in this Mundukhyopanishad.
12 mantras and Karikes. Karikes are 210.
I don't know. What text is I did not, 12, maybe 12. I did not catch the number 12, 21. Anyway, so now let us read again. I will just read. Om iti etatu aksharam. So the first definition starts that what is Om? It is akshara. Kshara means nasha, stoppage, pause. Na kshara andre no, it is a flow. Something like you talk about the nakshatras. See, during daytime, you don't see stars in the sky. Do you mean that there are no stars in the daytime? No, because of sun. In Aruna Prashna, no star is allowed to shine when Surya Bhagavan is on. But Chandra is a great boy. He will shine along with the nakshatras. So sanakshatra tarakaha. So sanakshatra taraka anuvaga. So nakshatragalu ella, all astro bodies are visible in the sky during the night time. And moreover, as you see, the nakshatras cannot emit their full kanti upon the earth, but they take long time. The starlight to reach earth takes little more time. Only after 12 o'clock or so, you can see the starlight available, more so on the Krishna Paksha days and all that. Because stars are, that is say that here, aksharam, that is, you cannot deny the existence of a star. ಇವಾಗ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸಿನಿಮಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋರೆಲ್ಲ ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ಅಂತಾರೆ, ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. To really become a star in the firmament of knowledge, wisdom and philosophy and all that, it's not easy. ಒಂದು ಸಿನಿಮಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೇ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಒಂದು 5 ನಿಮಿಷ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೇ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಅಂತ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಹಾಕ್ಕೊತಾರೆ. ಐ ನೋ ಮೈ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಹಿ ವಾಸ್ ಎ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್, sworn in Andhra Pradesh, he just for about 10 or 15, 20 minutes or so. Again, reshuffling of the ministers came, and at that time he lost that. But when I go to his house, he has put a board. So MLA, of course, MLA and other. He said ex-minister ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ತರಹ ಕೆಲವರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಕೀರ್ತಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಅಕ್ಷರ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಸಪ್ರೇಟಾಗಿ ಕ್ಷರಾಕ್ಷರ ಯೋಗೋ ನಾಮ ಅಂತ. ಅಕ್ಷರಂ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ, ನೀರು ಕ್ಷರ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಮ್ಯಾನ್, ಬಟ್ ದೇರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಈಸ್ ದೇರ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಕ್ಷರ ಈಸ್ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪರಬ್ರಹ್ಮ. ಸೊ ಆ ಕ್ಷರಾಕ್ಷರ ಯೋಗ ಈಸ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ವೆಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಗೀತಾ by Bhagavan. And actually this yoga comes only when Vishwarupam was shown to Arjuna and he becomes silent. Actually Arjuna does not speak after Vishwarupa Darshanam. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿ the speaker was only Krishna. Bhagavan uvacha, never Krishna uvacha. So na deva uvacha, this is all Bhagavan uvacha. ಸೊ ಭಗವಾನು ಶಬ್ದಕ್ಕಿರೋ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಬೇರೆ. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಲುಕ್ ಅಟ್ ಓಂ ಇತಿ ಏತತ್ ಅಕ್ಷರಂ. ಸಿ ಓಂ ದ ವರ್ಡ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ ದಿಸ್. ಅಕ್ಷರಂ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಈಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ or anything like that. It's a totality, absolutely. That is, whatever is there, all that is that. Aksharam. And idam sarvam tasya upakhyanam. So idam sarvam, all that is, see, all clear, a clear explanation is there, and everything that is being explained is contained in that word Om. Idam sarvam. That's why ಸಂಧ್ಯಾವಂದನ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಓಮಿತ್ಯೇಕಾಕ್ಷರಂ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಅಗ್ನಿರ್ದೇವತಾ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಇತ್ಯಾರುಷಂ ಗಾಯತ್ರಿ ಛಂದಃ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಪ್ರಿಯಾಂಬುಲ್, ಗಾಯತ್ರಿ ಜಪಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಿಯಾಂಬುಲ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾವೇನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಅರ್ಘ್ಯ ಪ್ರದಾನಂ. ಅರ್ಘ್ಯ ಅಂದರೆ ನೀರು, ನೀರಂದರೆ ಕೋಲ್ಡ್ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿ ಗಾಡ್ಸ್. ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ರಿಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಪೇನ್ಸ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಸಂಧ್ಯಾ. ಸಂಧ್ಯಾ is the joint. So joint pain, all the gods also experience the joint pain. Don't think that gods don't have joint pain, but their joint pains are being remembered by them 3 times a day. Pratas Sandhya, Madhyanika Sandhya and Sayam Sandhya, where 3 transitions. That's why here Trikala. ತ್ರಿಕಾಲಾತೀತಂ ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ಈ ಸಂಧ್ಯಾ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ದಿ ಗಾಡ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಪೇನ್ಸ್. ಆ ಮಂದ ನಾಮ ರಾಕ್ಷಸಾಹ, ದೇ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ಟ್ರಬಲ್ ಟು ಆಲ್ ದಿ gods and all people. Therefore Rama was asked to destroy the Manda Rakshasas and given the standing instruction that everybody must offer cold water, not hot water argh್ಯಂ. ಸಂಧ್ಯಾ ವಂದನ ಬಿಸಿ ನೀರಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು. ಎಷ್ಟು ಚಳಿ ಇದ್ದರೂ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಗಾಳಿ ಇದ್ದರೂ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಏನಿದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಡೂ ಸಂಧ್ಯಾ ವಂದನಂ ಅರ್ಘ್ಯ ಪ್ರದಾನಂ ಬೋರ್ಸೋ ವಿತ್ ಕೋಲ್ಡ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ನದಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕೋಲ್ಡ್ ವಾಟರೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ದೇರ್ ವೋಂಟ್ ಬಿ ಹಾಟ್ ವಾಟರ್. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಕ್ಷರಂ ಇದಂ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಓಂ ಇತಿ ಏತತ್ತು. ಏತತ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ದಿಸ್. ಏತತ್ ಈಸ್ a demonstrative pronoun. And it is a demonstrative pronoun. There cannot be any doubt about it. A and the. When you say the in English, you have no doubt about it. That, this, the. And English alli ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂತೀವಿ. In Sanskrit, we have got this word as etat, esha, eshaha, saha. and Sa, Tatu. That's why Tat Brahma, Tat Vishnoho. So Tat we use it. Athato Brahma Jignasa, Atha, Ataha, Tataha. So these are all Sanskrit words which have got a great implication and message, and they are always definite, indefinite, but certainty. Like that, here, Om iti etatu aksharam. Another one akshara. Oh God, I had crossed the time. Anyway, so either upakhyanam, that is past, present to future. It has not got any validity and conformity to any time. Belagge matra omkara, madhyana omkara, nothing like that. Om is a constant flow at all times and beyond 3 periods of time, and therefore kalatitam tadapi omkara eva. Kala is change. But time changes, but Omkara does not change because it will brings you change and elevation to the higher planes of spirituality and ultimate consummation of the individuals who are born in a dual land. Earth is Dvandva Baddham and Sukham, Dukkham, Sita, Ushna and all that. So ದ್ವಂದ್ವಾತೀತಃ ನಿರ್ಮತ್ಸರಃ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ದ್ವಂದ್ವ ಅತೀತ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ you have the only one way out, yoga. That's why it is said yoga. See, Najara, the Vivekananda at one time quotes Najara namrutyuhu yogagnimayam sariram prapya. So when yogagnimayam sariram prapya, he will not experience jara or mrityu. They remain the same thing. So I think I can stop here. Thank you. We'll just continue. Thank you, Satish Garu. You having
Thank
joined
you, Ji.
here, you will be
Uh,
able to add something to our own explanation and say make this Upanishad being recorded more fruitful to many more people because
sure,
it
Guruji.
runs
Whatever I know,
into.
I'll tell you.
Thank you very much. Om Tat Susti Helapa Sahana Bhavatu Heli.
सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ओं श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओं तत्सत्
Sarvam Sri Krishnarpanamastu.
नमस्तु
Sarvam Sri Matrucharana Aravindarpanamastu. Om Tat Satu.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್. ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ.
ಹ್ಮ್.
ಸೊ ಈ 12 ಮಂತ್ರಾಸ್ ನಮಗೆ ನಾವು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ವಿ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅವರ್ ಓನ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್. ಓಕೆ ಸರ್, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ವಿಲ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್
Thank you.
ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟಿ